Hi everyone. This is going to be a cash stuffing using the extra money from our stimulus checks. So I did get deposited the $600 on January 1st, and what I decided to do was I was going to deposit some of this money that I had in my cash envelopes already for bills and expenses and stuff that was just going to come out of my checking account, but I decided to just, instead of having to, take out the 600 and basically deposit kind of the same money back in, I'm just going to leave the $600 in there. And then after two things that I purchased that I decided just to have, fun money with out of those 600, I paid a couple of the bills, and there's a couple things that are going to come out of my checking account in the next week, and then the rest is just $145 that I'm going to leave in there for now as a cushion in my checking account, and that's $145 out of the 600. And then the rest of the money here, I'm just going to redistribute into our sinking funds. So let's get started with that. I don't really have a clear idea on what I'm distributing it to, but I do have a list of envelopes and a few other envelopes that I'm going to make. And then with my label maker, I have a list over here that I use in my Budget Mom workbook that I'm just gonna kind of go off of. I don't really have a clear set plan, but I have my binder here, so we're just gonna go ahead and start. So and I'm very thankful that we got the money. It's just money that we weren't expecting. It's just going to help out a whole lot. Okay, so the first thing was I set aside $95 towards my smaller savings that I have just with my checking account, and that's going towards a goal that's just needing to be paid off by the end of February. So I put $95 towards that already. Okay, so taxes, I'm gonna do 15 towards taxes this week. And I haven't updated the trackers again because this is extra money. This is extra sinking funds. I already did my sinking funds for the week. So, this is just additional money that's gonna go towards everything. Okay, so right now I have 120, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's going into taxes. And I am an independent contractor at my full-time job and on my side weekend job. So that's why I put money aside for my taxes, because I'm not sure what that'll look like in April. Medical, I'm gonna give 5. $100, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 125. Vacation, I hadn't put anything in here because it's not really a top priority, to be honest. There's a couple dollars in here. Do we have a couple dollars? I mean, I guess we can give him let's see, 10. Nah, I'll just give him a couple more dollars because I don't really have any plans to go anywhere, even for 2021 as of right now. So it's just kind of a pending. I mean, at some point it'd be nice, but it's not a priority for me at the moment. Luxury, I'm not going to give anything right now to them. Loans, this is a loan I owe to my family, so I should probably give, let's see, 40, 60, 20, 40, 60, 80. I'm going to do 80 back to the loan to my family. So we should have over 1,000 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm sorry. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 900. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 20, 40, 60, 81. 20, 40, 60. So 1,060. Like I said, this is a loan back to my family. They don't necessarily want it back, but I cannot not give it back to them. They were kind enough to let me borrow it for a little short period of time, and I'm really wanting to give it back this time. They've given me loans when I was a kid and, you know, growing up and stuff, but this time I just want to be responsible and actually give this back to them. They need it more since they're retired, so that's gonna feel good once I give that back to them. London, my pup, yes, she is gonna get 25 because she needs some dental work. So we're gonna do 45. And I just bought her some dog food, so this is why there's not that much in there. But and then roll over to debt. I just paid off a bunch of debt. I sent an extra payment, so I don't want to put anything in there. I mean, we can put 5 in there. It's fine because we still have a debt, so we have to pay it off. Okay. I'm not stuffing. These are the challenges that I have from the Budget Mom, but I'm not going to stuff them this week. I already did that in my last stuffing, so that doesn't get anything this week, and neither does the challenge. And then car registration, I have a new car, so that's usually a hefty bill. It doesn't come up until July, but let's be prepared. So I'm gonna add 10 to that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay. Birthdays. None of my family's birthdays is coming up until May, I believe. March. March is the next one. So I'm going to add in 10 for birthdays to that. Okay. And then the only thing I wanted to do was I'm going to add, I am already doing one of the challenges, but I decided to add another word to the January challenge. And if you don't know that about the challenges and stuff, this is a challenge that you pay for, and the Budget Mom, you know, gives you all the fun challenges to work on throughout the year. But yeah, check her out because she has these fun envelopes. So, like I said, I ordered a separate binder from these sinking funds, so they all match because I want it to match. But I decided to add on another word to January, and that word, the first letter was a C. What did I do with that little sticky note? Yeah, so that was a C. So I'm gonna add in $3 for that first letter of that word, second word. I decided to add on a second word. So we're gonna add in 3 to January. So I have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. There's 13 in there. Okay, so with what we're left here, let's see. What else? Oh, online shopping. That's one that I don't have. Out of all the money that I have, out of all the sinking funds and the cash envelopes, I don't have one for online shopping, which makes sense to just keep it in my bank account. But for the time being, since I have this cash here, I'm going to deposit it back into my account. But I am going to make an envelope for online shopping, and then, you know, pay myself back into my checking account once those transactions go through. So I think I'm going to do 22 for online shopping. And this is also going to be towards planner related items, because all that, honestly, we just buy through the small shops that we shop through on Instagram and on Etsy. I don't really buy anything else at the moment other than the one subscription I have to Cloth and Paper. So that's going to be for that. My cash envelopes that are in my wallet right now, these are pretty stuffed still. So like I said, I just did my stuffing a couple days ago, so I really don't need to put anything additional in any of these for the week. So that's just going to go back to my wallet. So that's going to be for online shopping. The other one I wanted to do was, let's see, holidays, no, London, no. Oh, my house. I have a big project coming up in my house. I'm redoing my closet. So I do want to add more to that. And that's an online bank account that I have, like an online savings account through a separate bank. But I am going to deposit some of this money in there because I do want to get that done like sooner, you know, throughout the year. I'm going to do... I'll do 45. And I do have, like I said, I do have this label maker here. And this label maker pretty much prints all these tabs out. And I'm going to just put that on here later off camera. So this is online shopping. This is my closet. What was the other one that I wanted to do? Oh, a clothing one. I don't really have a clothing one either. I haven't really been shopping this year much, but you know what? We'll need some clothing. So let's do 22 towards clothing. Actually, yeah, 22 towards clothing. No, 22. That's more than enough. So that's going to be for clothing, online shopping, my closet, and clothing. And then the rest of it, how much do we have left? 20, 40, 60, 80. I think this I'm going to deposit back and put towards my emergency fund. So that's the money that I have in one of my bank accounts. And I deposited, again, thinking I was going to change the change out with the stimulus money. But since we don't need to do that now, this is going to be counted towards just an emergency fund. So that's where that's going to go. And I will deposit that later when I go to the bank. So that's it for today. That's all my sinking funds. Now that I know that some of the sinking funds from the stimulus are being funded through the stimulus, it makes me feel a whole lot better. Last time I feel like I just paid bills with it and it didn't even really go anywhere, and I would have blown it maybe a year or two ago. So this makes me feel accomplished, like I've done something with it. Even though if it was a smaller amount, it really doesn't matter. Any little bit helps. So thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye.